What's up guys, welcome to my first video. This video is going to be on how to troubleshoot a bike or a motorcycle that doesn't want to start. So it'll just turn over, maybe it'll sputter and try to start, but it just won't start. So in today's video, I'm going to kind of walk you through that process of how I would troubleshoot it, and hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two. So yeah, stick around. Okay, so the bike that we're going to be working on today is my 2002 Suzuki Gsx-R 750 or a Gsxr 750. I actually picked this up today from a guy in California that had a lot of bikes, but he had no room, so he wanted to get rid of it. And he also was not mechanically inclined, did not know how to work on anything, so he was willing to get rid of it for cheap. This bike isn't very desirable, I would say, but I still got it for cheap, and we're gonna go through the entire thing, and I'm gonna take you guys along, and hopefully we can figure out what's wrong with it. All right guys, so we're at the bike here. Like I said, it's an 02 Suzuki GSX-R or Gsxr 750. The guy I bought it from said it wouldn't start. He came home one day and it would turn over and it wouldn't start. So when I was talking to him, he said that he took it to the dealer and he was like, oh yeah, fuel pump. So he replaced that, he did it himself. He replaced the fuel pump, still wouldn't start. Took it back, they said, oh, it's the injector. So he replaced that, still wouldn't start. And then he replaced the spark plugs. So if you guys aren't familiar with bikes or motorcycles or just car engines in general, an engine needs three main things, maybe four to start. So number one, and hopefully I can put this in the video for you guys, but number one is fuel, right? So if your engine's not getting fuel or your combustion chamber's not getting fuel, the bike's not gonna want to start. So that's the main thing, or the first thing to look for. The second is spark. So like I said, he touched on those first two things, fuel and spark. So what turns your cylinders or your pistons up and down is that combustion of your gas and your spark. So the first two things to look for are fuel and spark. So he supposedly looked over those two things, right? So once you have fuel and spark, you have to have the correct mixture of that, and you also have to introduce air into the system, right? So once you have fuel, air, and spark, so the main three things, ideally your engine would run, right? And so the last thing, and why I say maybe four, is you have to have that at the right time. So how an engine works, you have the crankshaft connected to the pistons, all that good stuff. I'm not gonna bore you guys with that. But in order for it to, work correctly, all that stuff has to be in time, right? So if your fuel or your spark is at the wrong time, your engine's not gonna want to run. So the last thing to check if you have fuel, spark, and air is your mechanical timing, right? So the timing of the camshaft relative to the crankshaft. But for the sake of this video, we're just gonna get right into it. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna check the fuses. If you guys are familiar with a car, in your engine bay or sometimes under your steering wheel, there's a bunch of fuses for it. So what those fuses do is they are in line with all the circuits in your car, and when there's an amperage draw that shouldn't be there or something shorted out, those things blow so it separates the circuit before it harms any of your components. So the first thing I'm going to do is check all the fuses on this bike, mainly the spark or the ignition and the fuel fuses, make sure everything's good there, and also check the relays, make sure everything's working. The fuel pump primes on this thing, I'll actually show you guys, try to start it real quick, and you can hear the fuel pump prime. So that should be good, but that's what I'm going to start with. All right, turn the key on. So I don't know if you guys heard that. Do it one more time. Right, okay, awesome. So our fuel pump is working. So it's working, but that does not necessarily mean that we're getting fuel, right? So even though the fuel pump works, we could still, it could pump fuel to the rail, but it could be clogged and it's not getting through the injector. So that doesn't necessarily mean we have fuel. So I'm gonna start it real quick, see what it sounds like. All right guys, so kind of inconclusive on that one. We primed the fuel pump. I looked at it, I thought I could smell something, which is why I pulled the tank off like that. But when you feel the fuel pump, it doesn't feel, it sounds like it's going, but it doesn't feel like it's actually doing anything, if that makes sense. I couldn't see any fuel leaks. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull the line off that goes to the fuel rail to see if the fuel pump's actually working. So like I was talking about earlier, the fuel pump takes that fuel from the gas tank, it pumps it through that line, and it goes into that fuel rail that's on the intake. So I think I'm gonna pull that off. I'm gonna pull that off the fuel rail, and if there's fuel coming out of it, that's a good sign. That means we're getting fuel to the rail, not necessarily to the engine, but to the rail at least. So that's my next step. All right, guys. So pulled the line off the rail, and we're getting fuel. So we're getting fuel to the rail. Okay. So it means the fuel pump is working, at least a little bit. So that's good. We're getting fuel to the rail. But the way your fuel system works, once it gets into that rail and it's pressurized, it goes through your injectors. So just because you're getting it to the rail doesn't mean it's necessarily getting into the combustion chamber, if that makes sense. So the next thing to check would be the injectors. So pulling the whole rail off, and then priming the fuel pump, turning it on and seeing if it's, or trying to start the motor, sorry, and seeing if the injectors are squirting fuel out. So pretty sure you can do that without blowing a fuse or anything. Just make sure you have something to catch it, or don't do it for that long because it's gonna squirt fuel. So that's my next step, is to make sure the injectors are firing and they're all spraying fuel. So let's get to it. All right, guys, I'm back. I took the fuel tank off. You guys are sitting where the fuel tank was. Word of advice, I've never taken a tank off a bike, but drain the fuel before you do it because it gets everywhere. I spilled probably, I don't know how much, a gallon, or not a gallon, but I spilled a lot on the ground. So drain as much out of the tank as you can before you take it off the bike. It's currently sitting over there, still fuel in it, a little lopsided to where it doesn't spill out the top or the hoses. So next thing is I'm going to take the fuel rail off. Guys, so I got the rail off. There's not a lot of fuel squirting out of it or anything like that. So I'm not really sure yet. I need to get a battery charger though for the battery because, like I said, the bike won't turn over. And in order to check the injectors, see if they're pulsing, you have to try to start the bike, right? So you can't just turn the key on and let the fuel pump prime because it won't get through the injectors. So getting getting the battery charged and being able to actually crank it over and start it is how we'll determine that. So when you try to start it, it'll start firing all those injectors to try to get those that combustion started to start the bike. So yeah, we're gonna stop for tonight, and I'm gonna go get a charger, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, what is up? It's the next day. I realized that I was boring you guys probably with all the technical stuff yesterday. So what I'm gonna do is split this video, or these videos, into separate parts. So this is gonna be the end of the fuel part, checking for your fuel. So what I'm gonna do today, like I said, I took the rail off. I'm gonna put the tank back on, try to start it up and see if we get fuel out of the injectors. So this is gonna be the last part of this video, and then I'll make separate ones for spark and everything else that I do to troubleshoot this bike. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so I'm about to test the rail. I'm not gonna be able to video it because I don't have a stand or anything like that. But that's what it looks like. I'm gonna try to spray it on the paper towels to see, make sure everything's getting fuel, or it's coming out of the injectors rather. But yeah, it's gonna be an awkward process, but I'll let you guys know what happens. All right, so the fuel pump is priming, that's good. Pull the clutch in real quick from the other side. All right, look at that. So, if you look at this, 3 of them are firing. This 4th one right here is not firing at all. So it's a good sign, it's a good start. Usually an engine will fire over at least, so this is a car engine. It'll misfire, but it'll sound like it's knocking and stuff with 3 cylinders. So I'm not sure if that's the only issue, is that one injector. I know you guys couldn't really see it on the test, but 3 out of the 4 are actually giving fuel. So I don't know if it's a bad injector. I think the guy put it in like eBay injectors or something, so that might be the issue. But yeah, I think that wraps it up for this video. I might let you guys know what I end up doing to resolve the issue, but now that we found it, I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I think you guys have a good idea of what to do or what to look for, at least with your fuel system, especially in your bike. So yeah, I hope this helped. All right guys, I'm back. I ended the last clip a little early because I just kind of assumed that the injector was what was bad. And I ran an injector test according to the manual. So I checked the resistance and I checked continuity, and it all checked back good. So it seems that the injector is good. So what I'm gonna do to kind of try to isolate it is switch that so-called bad injector to somewhere else. So switch 2 injectors around and see if it fires. And if that one bad injector does fire, bad injector, then it's obviously not a bad injector. If it doesn't fire, then that's good, it's just an injector. But if it does fire and the one where we switch it around doesn't, then that is probably a bigger issue, probably like an electrical issue. I'm thinking it might be an ECU issue, just because that injector checked out good. But yeah, we'll see. Alright guys, so I got you set up. So like I was saying, I switched the injectors around. So this was the one that wasn't firing. I moved it to number 1, and this was a good one, number 1. So this is a good injector, supposedly. So ideally, what would happen is that injector will continue to not fire that I moved. That means it's a bad injector. If that's not the case and this one doesn't end up firing, then it's an electrical issue, like I was saying. So I'll have to chase some wiring issues, and it might be a bad ECU. But let's try it and see what happens. Key on it. See what happens. Okay. Awesome guys, look at that. That's great news. So, if you look at it, the injector that I moved still is not firing. So even though, as you can see, that's the one that I moved, it wasn't firing before, it is firing. The one that I moved is now over here, it's still not firing. So, I am really happy with that. That means I don't have to get a new ECU. So I'm super stoked about that. So I think I'm just gonna look and see if I can find a new injector for this thing, and hopefully that fixes the issue. I'll let you guys know.